The MotoGP world was once again rocked by a heated statement that immediately shook the paddock and stunned the public. Pedro Acosta revealed Marc Marquez's shocking confession, indicating that the biggest threat may actually come from Marquez's inner circle, not his rivals. If this is true, who is really behind this major threat that is now being revealed? Let's discuss it. Marc Marquez is once again the centre of attention in the MotoGP world. After ending the 2025 season as the Ducati Lenovo World Champion, the Cervera rider isn't getting carried away by the euphoria. Looking ahead to the 2026 MotoGP season, Marquez is choosing to be realistic and cautious. He openly admitted that next season will be much more difficult and stated that the biggest threat comes from those closest to him. In an interview ahead of the pre-season testing series, Marquez emphasised that he does not feel like he is entering MotoGP 2026 as the clear favourite. He believes the current power structure is becoming more balanced, with many teams and riders showing significant improvement. Marquez said that the dominance of a single rider, as was the case in certain eras, will be increasingly difficult to replicate amid fierce competition. He believes his rivals have become more developed and aggressive, and have a deeper understanding of his riding style and character on the track. This statement narrowed down to one name that attracted the most attention: Alex Marquez. His younger brother was openly mentioned as his strongest rival and the one he was most wary of. This wasn't just because of their blood relationship, but also because of Alex's steadily improving performance with Gresini Ducati throughout the 2025 season. His consistency, confidence, and ability to adapt to the Des Mercedes motorcycle made him a formidable opponent. He even managed to beat Marc in direct duels on several occasions, in both sprint and main races. This is a strong indication that the Marquez family rivalry could be one of the hottest stories in MotoGP 2026. Statistics further support these concerns. Alex Marquez is recorded as one of the riders who most often finishes directly behind Marc Marquez, making him a real threat in the championship points race season after season. His consistent pursuit of his older brother shows that the skill gap between them is narrowing. Furthermore, Alex is certain to ride a much more competitive Ducati in the upcoming 2026 MotoGP season, which has the potential to change the competitive landscape at the top. Alex knows my riding style inside and out. He knows when I attack and when I wait. That's what makes him dangerous, said Marc Marquez respectfully, emphasising that this family rivalry is not just an emotional story, but also a technical and strategic battle on the track. However, Alex isn't the only name on Marquez's radar. His Ducati Lenovo teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, is also considered a serious threat. Although he conceded defeat in the fight for the 2025 MotoGP title, Marquez is confident that Bagnaia will return with increased motivation. According to Marquez, Bagnaia possesses the complete package: consistent pure speed, the ability to read racing situations, and the mentality of a champion that has been tested under intense pressure. This combination makes Bagnaia a constant threat every season. Outside of Ducati, Marquez singled out Pedro Acosta in particular. The young rider, nicknamed the Shark of Mazaron, is considered courageous and has an attacking instinct and an aggressive racing style reminiscent of Marquez's early Premier Class career. With increasing experience and technical support from his team each season, Acosta is predicted to be the most dangerous dark horse in MotoGP 2026, capable of disrupting the big names' dominance. Unsurprisingly, Acosta leaked Marquez's comments to the media, fueling the narrative of a cross-generational rivalry that is forming in the paddock. Here, another rider who hasn't escaped attention is Marco Bezzecchi. Although he has had some ups and downs, Marquez considers Bezzecchi to be a very dangerous rider once he finds his rhythm and confidence. In intense modern MotoGP, one big win or perfect weekend can drastically change the competitive landscape and elevate a rider to top contender status. The current season truly feels very long and demanding. It's not just about chasing podiums, it's also about intelligently reading the situation and knowing when to attack to win and when to defend to secure points. Marquez emphasised that every small mistake can result in a costly penalty. He also emphasised that the 2026 MotoGP season will be a crucial transitional season before the implementation of new regulations in 2027. He said that many riders and manufacturers have already begun formulating long-term strategies. This makes the competition on the track increasingly aggressive and high pressure, as everyone wants to secure the best position and future in the new MotoGP era. From Ducati's perspective, the team continues to view Marc Marquez as a key asset and the driving force of their MotoGP project. Ducati technical director Gigi Dall'Igna acknowledged that Marquez's presence fosters a winning mentality that permeates all levels of the team, from technicians to management. Marquez's experience, work ethic, and sharp racing instincts are said to be important factors in Ducati's improved performance. However, Dall'Igna acknowledged that internal and external challenges will become increasingly difficult, especially given the growing competitiveness of the younger generation of riders. Interestingly, Marquez does not view acknowledging the strengths of his rivals as a sign of weakness. Rather, he considers it a crucial part of his strategy to stay at the highest level. When you feel the strongest, that's when you're most vulnerable. MotoGP always punishes riders who let their guard down, he said, emphasizing the racing philosophy that has guided his career. Amidst the increasingly heated competition, Marquez confirmed that he has begun contract discussions with Ducati Lenovo. Although his current contract runs until the end of the 2026 season, talks of an extension began earlier. However, the seven-time world champion is being cautious and is not rushing into a decision. First, he wants to evaluate the direction of Ducati's technical project, particularly the impact of the major regulation changes that will be implemented in the 2027 season on the team's competitiveness. The 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most brilliant periods of Marquez's career. After a difficult period due to an injury that hindered his performance, he successfully rebounded and returned to the top, dominating the championship with Ducati. This success makes his position even more crucial and valuable to the Italian manufacturer. Nevertheless, Marquez emphasized that, when considering his future, comfort, team stability and long-term prospects are his top priorities, surpassing mere contract length or financial value. Several reports suggest that a 2-year contract extension to 2028 is the most realistic scenario. This option would give Marquez and Ducati time to adapt to the new 2027 regulations without facing the pressure of making contract decisions every season. With an increasingly long list of rivals, including the real threat of young riders like Pedro Acosta, the 2026 MotoGP season is sure to be one of the most intense in recent memory. For Marquez, it's precisely the pressure from those closest to him that fuels his desire to prove himself as one of the best riders in MotoGP history. Is it true that Marquez's greatest threat comes from those closest to him? Let us know your thoughts below.